Well, folks, summer is officially over. It is the first week of fall, and let me tell you guys something. Coach Vino is 100% here for it. That's right, folks. But don't get me wrong, I love the summer, and we made some delicious summer cocktails here on the channel this year. But the reality is that fall cocktails, well, that's my wheelhouse. And that's why I'm really excited to bring you guys today's cocktail, my first fall cocktail of the season. And it's actually an original, but it's also a riff. It's a riff on the Beneath the Sheets cocktail, which was created by Harry McAlhone back in the 1930s. And my riff is called Underneath the Apple Tree. So I try to stick with the whole risque name there, if you get my drift. And it is a fall-themed version of the Beneath the Sheets. Now, I'm a big fan of the Beneath the Sheets cocktail, and I've always wanted to make a little bit of a fall version of it. And lo and behold, I made it. It's delicious, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys, all right? But before I do that, I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can help Vino feed the hungry algorithm, and make sure you stick around because we're about to boogie down. All right, folks, let us look at what is in the sauce for my Underneath the Apple Tree cocktail. Now remember, this is a riff on the Beneath the Sheets cocktail, and so I'm going to go through what exactly I kind of switched out to make it more of a fall themed cocktail. Okay, the original cocktail calls for brandy or cognac, and I'm going to be using apple brandy in this place because apple is the fruit of the fall. I mean, let's be honest, right? So I'm going to do 1 ounce of apple brandy. Now I'm going to be using Laird's straight apple brandy, which is a higher proof apple brandy, and I love the big bold apple flavors you get from the cocktail, from the spirit. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But if you've got something else like a Calvados or just another kind of apple brandy, you should absolutely feel free to use that as well, okay? And then I'm gonna do 1 ounce of spiced rum, okay? I'm gonna be using my homemade spiced rum. Now the Beneath the Sheets cocktail calls for regular old rum. I'm gonna be using spiced rum to add to some of those fall flavors. A lot of the spices used in spiced rum are something you would see in an apple spice, so it works out perfectly. Now, here's the thing. If you're gonna be using something like Captain Morgan or whatnot, just keep in mind that that's gonna have a little more sugar in it than the homemade version does. Matter of fact, I'll leave the recipe for my homemade spiced rum down in the description so you guys can check that out, okay? No added sugar, just a whole lot of spice and a whole lot of rum. All right, folks? So 1 ounce of spiced rum, okay? And then I'm gonna do 3/4 ounce of dry curacao. The original Beneath the Sheets calls for triple sec, all right? Now triple sec, again, a little extra sugar, not something I really want to put in this version of the cocktail. And dry curacao is a brandy-based, cognac-based orange liqueur, so you're gonna get a lot more warmer flavors, which I really like the idea of those kind of big warm flavors, and less sugar, or if any sugar, in the dry curacao. All right, we're gonna do 3/4 ounce of dry curacao. Now, if you don't have dry curacao and all you have is like Cointreau or maybe triple sec, you should feel free to use that. Remember, when you're making a cocktail, if you don't have the exact specs, the exact recipe, try to use what you have and modify where you can, and realize that the closer you get to the real thing, the original specs, the more you're gonna get the original cocktail flavors. But it's always nice to have an idea of what the cocktail tastes like, even if you can't replicate it perfectly, okay? And then we're gonna do 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, okay? Now I did this because I'm not using too many sweeteners in the recipe, so I don't need to put too much of the acidic stuff in there. But if you want to boost up the lemon, because maybe you're using something like Captain Morgan and triple sec, you could definitely go for like 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce. That would work as well, okay? But I'm only gonna use 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, right? And then I am gonna add a little bit of sweetener in there because this is a drier style of cocktail. And I'm gonna add a bar spoon of cinnamon syrup, okay? Now, I love cinnamon syrup. I think, again, it's another great fall flavor, and it's gonna really help to brighten up the cocktail a bit, all right? So a little bit of cinnamon syrup, just a bar spoon, But use your discretion. If you wanna use more or less or none, that's completely up to you, all right, guys? And now I'm gonna go ahead and add some ice to my shaker. And we're gonna go ahead and shake that for about 10 to 15 seconds. All right, folks, I think we shook this bad boy up enough. I'm gonna go ahead and get my glass down. I'm gonna be serving that in a Nick and Nora, which I've had chilling like a villain, and I'm gonna go ahead and double strain that. All right, so right on the nose, I'm getting those beautiful apple notes, which is just really screaming fall to me, so I love that. All right, there we go. Absolutely perfect. All right, we got ourselves a beautiful little wash line there. Okay, put this to the side, put that to the side. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and garnish that. You don't have to actually, but if you want to, make it a little extra special, you go ahead and garnish that. I'm gonna be using a dehydrated apple here and putting that right on the side there. And there you have it, folks, my underneath the apple tree cocktail. All right, folks, let's go ahead and give our cocktail a sippy sip. All right, I'm gonna put the garnish to the side there. I'll chew that up a little bit later. Cheers and happy fall to you all. Like I said, right in the nose, you're getting them beautiful apple notes that you get from the Laird's Apple Brandy, which has really got a big, bold apple notes to it. Yeah, I mean, that is so delicious, guys. Really well balanced. You get them apple notes right up front, and then you get the spices from the spiced rum kind of filling out the palate. The cinnamon syrup adds a little bit of brightness in there just to kind of help pick things up, and the lemon juice adds just the right amount of tartness, not too much. Really good, really keeps everything together. This is really, really delicious, guys. Oh yeah. I just love the way everything kind of comes in layers. You start off with the apple, you come in with the spice, and then you get a little bit of sweetness at the end, followed by the tartness. It literally comes in, one by one as you sip on this cocktail. That's really cool. Hey guys, look. I'm a big fan of the Beneath the Sheets cocktail, but if I had to toot my own horn here, I think I like this one better. All right, folks, and hopefully you do too, and hopefully you guys give it a try, right? If you like this video, please press like, please subscribe, and please share with your family and friends. Remember, sharing is caring, and when life gives you lemons, you make yourself a cocktail. Cheers.